Welcome to my Real Estate Accumulator free training. In this 5-minute presentation, I'm going to take you through what's involved in the 1-hour free training. If you want to get that training, register your details below for that 1-hour free training. Create wealth using your best asset, which is you. Nobody else is going to make you rich other than yourself. So listen up. This is how to build passive income using property. Now, I've got a couple of $100 million worth of property projects, so I know a few things about property. Here's the problem that most people come to me with. They're stuck either at 1 property, 2 properties, or 3. So to get out of this sticky situation and build passive income so you can sit on the beach, you can spend time with your kids. These are my 2 little ones, which are super cute, and my other 2 together in another photo. So to spend time with your family and have that passive income so you can do what you want with your time, you're going to need to learn a few things. There's a lot of misinformation on the internet, friends and family. You don't know which way to go. Here's a good start, and I'll take you through the 5-step process that I've put together, which is my easy peasy 5-step process. But before we start off, I'm going to cover what is serviceability, and this is your ability to make repayments on a loan, because unless you have cash, you cannot build a property portfolio. And if you don't have the cash, you need to be able to get it from somewhere like the bank. So this is ultimately your borrowing power. So this is the problem. The bank won't lend you money. That could be for the first property, or it could be for the 10th property. So here's a solution to this. So this is how to build a property portfolio, and a large portfolio so you can get that passive income, because you're not going to get the passive income from 1 property. So the serviceability needs to increase at every purchase, and the key to be able to do this is actually structuring correctly. And the rent must cover all the expenses. So you've got to be buying high performing properties as well. So if it's this easy, why isn't everyone doing it? Well, there's no system available, there's no roadmap, and no one teaches this stuff because they actually don't know it. So before I got to this $200 million, I grew up in a very modest family. My parents were very young when they had us. We didn't have a lot of money growing up. I went to university, I did a civil engineering degree. I worked on some pretty major projects like this one. But I had some mentors in property who'd built large property portfolios, and they actually showed me how to do this. So I didn't figure this out by myself, I was taught by somebody else. So I saw the cars, the boats, the planes. They were all available from this passive income and this massive property portfolio these mentors had built. So to start off with, where to buy. This was shown to me by an economist and a property valuer. You've got an upturn, then you get this boom situation, then you get a downturn, and then you go through what's called stagnation, and then you get an upturn again. So a typical upturn will last for 3 years, and a downturn lasts for between 2 and 5 years. Remember, with the downturn, especially if you're regional, a lot of those regional areas have gone through 10 years of a downturn market. So you don't want to be buying at the top of the boom only to get no growth in your property for 10 years. So here's the easy peasy 5-step process to accumulating real estate. 1 is to find out your serviceability and your financing. Number 2 is to set up your structures correctly before you purchase. 3rd is to find high growth areas and high growth properties. Number 4 is to put in written offers, buy a property under the market value. And then the 5th step is to refinance, to withdraw the equity and repeat again back at number 1. So I'll cover what each of these steps involves. Step 1 is a financing. That means how to understand lenders. So without understanding lenders, you can't borrow money and you can't build a passive property portfolio. So understand what you actually need for a loan, understand how to maximize your borrowing capacity, and find out how much you can actually borrow for a purchase. Step 2 is the purchase structure itself. That means not buying properties in your own name. If you've already bought property in your own name, you might already be stuck, so you might need to restructure things. Or before you're buying your first one, don't put it in your own name if it's going to max out your borrowing power. So establish structures so you can keep buying properties. The 3rd step is to find high growth properties. So there's 3 essential rules to finding high growth properties. The first one is location, the second one is amenity, and the third one is character and quality. So location is the primary factor. There are various different data points I look at when I talk about location. Then the second and third are the secondary factors. So they are the amenity and character and quality of the particular property, because you're only going to be buying 1 property in a location. You're not buying the whole location. So you want your performance to actually be better than that location. And you want to be buying in a high performance location as well. Step 4 is to put in written offers and purchase under the market value. The profit is in the buying. You either make money from day one or you don't. So you either buy under the market or you pay retail, or in some instances, people pay over the market and lose money from day one. There's 3 steps to buying a property. One is to submit the letter of offer. It's only 1 page and it's professional. The second one is a letter of offer is accepted. Third one is you prepare the contract according to the letter of offer and it's signed. So that's the 3 steps to buying a property. Step 5 is the refinancing and repeating. So you refinance using what's called a line of credit. This line of credit gets withdrawn from the loan amount. So a new loan is produced on the property using what's called the equity. So the equity is that value in the property, which is the value of the property minus the loan that you've got against the property. So you can withdraw what's called a line of credit when you get equity in the property, and you use that line of credit, in this case is $300,000, and you buy the second property and then you buy the third property. That line of credit gets withdrawn as cash, which means that those 2 new deposits, you don't actually chip in any more of your own capital. That comes out of the first property. So the growth from the first property actually allows you to buy the second and the third property. And you will notice in the blue, there's loans as well. So you need to be able to get these loans. And the key to getting new loans is actually the structuring back at step 2. Now, I've just flushed you with a whole heap of information. If you do want the 1 hour free training, register for it below. I go into a lot more detail than what I've just covered. Hope to see you in there.